Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. We've got a major update for Lumia, and we're going to cover the markets in this video as well. So I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. Alright, today we're going to cover Lumia. I did a video on this a while ago. Some of you may have purchased some of the Lumia nodes. The original token is Orion or ORN. So we're going to jump into that here and show you what's going on with that, because they are doing the swap from the ORN token to Lumia here coming up in the next few weeks. So we're going to cover that, and we're also going to jump into the markets here, see what's going on for Uptober or Downtober or whatever you want to call it. So let's jump into it here. So we've had a bit of a correction. This is as of recording last night, so we could have a further dump by the time this video comes out. That is definitely possible. I was talking about in my video yesterday when I was talking about Uptober that last year we had a correction in the beginning of October. I'm going to show you that here as well on the charts before we took off into Uptober on the second half of October. It wasn't until the second half of October that we really started taking off. So we had, quite a big correction on Bitcoin, but still, it's only 5.5% on the week, about 8% on the week for Ethereum. Nothing too major as of this recording, so just kind of keep that in mind. But everything's down right now. Mostly everything, not everything, but most of the coins are down right now. It had a bit of a correction. A lot of people are like, "Oh no, we're going to go back to 40,000 or 50,000." I highly doubt that, really do. But it is a possibility. I'm not going to say it's not possible, but I'm just going to say it's not that likely. I think we're still going to get a bull run potentially, and I'm going to show you why here in just a minute. So if we jump into the chart with Bitcoin, yeah, we could keep coming back down, but we'd still be in this range like we always have been since February. And I said I don't expect us to break out of here until the end of October or November. Because kind of what we did last year was it was the end of October before we started taking off. So I'm expecting something similar here. May not be until November, because that's when the next rate cut is supposed to happen. It may wait for that before it happens. We don't know for sure, but all I know is we're still in this range. And as long as we're still in this range here, I'm not going to panic, and I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to say that we're just still in the accumulation phase until we either break below it or break above it. So if we break below it and we stay below it and this becomes our resistance, then we've got some problems. If we break above here and make this our support, then it's game on for this bull run here. And until either one of those things happen, I'm just going to say it's business as usual, and has been for the last 7 months. So that's kind of my take on that. If we go to the returns history, monthly returns history for Bitcoin here, we did finalize on about 7.29% for September. That is the biggest September we've ever had in Bitcoin history. And October is in the red right now, but that doesn't mean anything. We still have a lot of October left yet, so we could still pull in the green for October, even if it's just a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Just because we had a correction doesn't mean anything until we start breaking structure. Then I'd start to worry about it, but that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. If we go to last year, here's October, here's the end of September, here's September 30th, and then October 1st we took off a little bit, and into October 2nd we took off, and then we had a correction here, went up a little bit, and then we had a bigger correction. So if we measure this, just to kind of give you a comparison, so from the top of here down to the bottom of this was about a 7% correction from the top of this, so not too bad, but it was a little bit of a correction. And then as you can see, towards the end of October, here is the October 23rd. That's when we printed this huge, massive green candle and went all the way from like 29,000 all the way up to almost 35,000 here, 34,700. So quite a big move in last October, just in that one day. So keep in mind, it can turn around really quick, and I'm not going to get too worried about this right now. This here, as far as if we measure this out, so we can pull a measurement on this just to give you kind of a look at what kind of correction we could be looking at here if this happens. So from the top here down to what we've had so far, has been about 9.5%, somewhere in there. So under 10% of a correction, really not a big deal. If we come all the way down to the bottom of this here, that's going to put us at a 22% correction. That's still within the norm for Bitcoin. You know, anything, 30% or under is very normal for Bitcoin over a period of, like a few days or a few weeks, really, during a cycle. If we take a look at, let's measure this here. We were all the way up here and came all the way down to here. That was a 30% correction there. From there to there, that was a 30% correction within a few days. So, these things happen, and it doesn't mean that anything, is out of the norm for Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. So we'll jump into this article here by Crypto News Flash. Binance supports the Orion to Lumia swap and rebranding this October. So this swap is happening, it looks like, on October 15th. Binance will delist all ORN spot trading pairs October 15th, 2024 at 3 o'clock UTC. So I think in the US that's either 11 p.m. or midnight Eastern time. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4 hours behind for Eastern time in the United States. So that's when the swap is potentially going to happen here. And it says traders who are currently holding ORN should be informed of the move, as it may alter their trading tactics. It sounds like they might stop the trading on October 9th for it on Binance. So if you use Binance, that's kind of what's potentially going to happen here. So the swap is happening on the 15th, but Binance is planning on launching the Lumia token pair on the 18th. So you won't have if you have it on Binance, it won't be Lumia, and it sounds like, until October 18th at 9 o'clock UTC. So keep that in mind. I don't know what the other exchanges are doing yet. As far as I know, Coinbase was planning on supporting this listing or this swap. So I haven't heard for sure that they are or not. I was just told by someone that has information from the team that Coinbase is planning on supporting this merger or swap as well. And there's several other exchanges that it's on, and I don't know what their schedules are for swapping it. So keep that in mind. And we'll jump into the swap here for a little bit as well. So the Lumia token is going to replace the ORN token, and it's becoming a leading chain for real-world assets, or RWA, and decentralized finance. We're introducing a new native token, Lumia, and basically the swap is going to be a 1-to-1 ratio with ORN. It is going to increase the supply. If we look at this article here, it's increasing from 92 million to 238 million, so 158% increase. However, a lot of that is going to be locked up still for a while. There's a bunch of nodes that were locked up with a good amount of that supply. I think like potentially up to 25% of that supply is going to be locked up in those nodes for 1 to 2 years. So keep that in mind. So not all of those tokens are going to be coming into circulation. So that is a good thing as well. There will be some extra tokens coming into circulation. So I don't know yet when us node holders are going to be able to claim our Lumia. I'm hoping it's, right at the swap or very shortly after, because whenever we're able to claim those tokens or whenever the actual physical swap happens, there's potentially going to be a dump on the price of the token. So keep that in mind. Depending on what happens. So I'm planning on selling my Lumia tokens as soon as I can, because there's likely going to be a dump on the token price, and then if you're interested in buying back in after that, you could do so after the dump. Now, that's not financial advice. I can't guarantee you that's going to happen. That's just my strategy right now. You guys do your own research and do what you want to do with it. I'm not telling you to sell your ORN token or your Lumia token as soon as you can. That's personally just what I am doing. You may want to think about it. I think the price is going to probably dump from people claiming their tokens from the nodes, and that's just kind of how I feel about it. It is possible that it pumps afterwards. I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting some people who bought the nodes to sell potentially and get some of their funds back from purchasing the nodes. Now, I can't guarantee that's going to happen, but why are they transitioning to Lumia? Basically, the ORN to Lumia swap, it represents more than just a name change. It signifies an evolution of our project and the expansion of our ecosystem. Lumia is designed to be the cornerstone of the Lumia network, offering enhanced utility and aligning with our vision for a comprehensive RWA and DeFi platform, which will leverage its unique technology to create the ultimate home for open finance. And then they talk about the Lumia token utility. It's a native gas token, a governance token, node staking, liquidity provision, and access to premium features. They're going to have reduced fees on the Lumia network as well as future partners in ecosystem, airdrops. So the node owners potentially and people holding Lumia, sounds like they're going to get access to those features and airdrops. So keep that in mind. But keep in mind also, if you're keeping your Lumia on an exchange, you're not going to qualify for any of those benefits because they have no way of verifying that you're holding the token if it's sitting on an exchange. They can't see your wallet on there. They're only going to honor that if it's in your custodial wallet like MetaMask or whatever it is for Lumia that you're holding it in. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind when you're trying to qualify for any kind of airdrops or access to special incentives that they're providing with that. But yeah, the tokenomics to supply go from 92 million to 238 million, so it's increasing by 146 million tokens. So basically here they explain the increase in the supply, and you can read this article. It's on their I think it's on their X page and their website if you want to go ahead and read through it, and it explains all that. I explained some of it in my previous video about it. So they also have a token swap guide if you're planning on swapping it yourself. Now, I don't want to link this in the description of the video in case there's something, in case this is not the official swap website here, so I don't want to say this is the official one. I just found this on Google. It could very well be a legitimate website and a legitimate swap site for Lumia, but I don't know that for sure, so I would try to find one either through their website or through their official channels like their X page, from a direct post directly from them or something, before you go and swap it, because you don't want to pull something off from Google and have it be like a phishing or fake website and get your token stolen. So be careful of that. But I think this is the legitimate one, but I don't know for sure, so I'm not going to post the link to it on my website. But it's docs.lumia.org, and that token swap website looks like a legitimate site, but I don't know for sure, like I said. So don't use it for me. Get an official link to it just in case there is something wrong with it. But that's pretty much what I got for this video, guys. Just wanted to give you an update on the market. So far, I think everything is going as planned. Hopefully we don't get too big of a correction and we keep going up towards the end of October or into November. Until that happens, we'll just have to sit back and see what happens here. We have no control over what the markets are going to do. There was some FUD because of the attacks on Israel, so that could have dumped the price on the Bitcoin, and the stock exchange had a bit of a correction as well. So stuff like that can potentially cause panic in the markets a little bit, but usually it blows over after a few days or a few weeks, and then it's usually back to business as normal. So it doesn't look like the attacks were too extreme, and most of it was intercepted and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what happens here, but black swan events could potentially happen, and it's out of our control, and we'll just have to roll with it when it happens. So that's pretty much what I got for this video, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and we will see you on the next video.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me.